Good afternoon and good evening, those who are in India. As and when you know that it's been 3 days, we are continuously getting some interviews from for the Bangladesh issue. The Hindus are being persecuted. It is the same situation how this JNK Kashmiri Pandit were suffering. Same situation is happening there in Bangladesh, and nobody is noticing it. There is little bit chirping in the media, but mainstream media is not covering at all. And our Hindu brothers and sisters in Bangladesh are suffering. Today we have somebody, I won't give you the name of the person, and he won't be on the camera as and when his life is in danger, but he is in Bangladesh. And after a long discussion, I convinced him to be on our show to just focus and let us know what the current situation is happening there in Bangladesh. We have somebody from Bangladesh, and I will invite him, and we will know what exactly is happening in the current situation. Sorry that you are suffering like this, Eddie. I would like to say you Eddie, so that won't be any problem, right?
No, sir, that's totally fine.
So first come first, what is the issue that has caused the attacks on Hindu? From where it started and why?
So, if you have to look into the attacks of Hindus, we'll have to date back to 1971 when it all started by the Pakistani soldiers when Bangladesh was not independent. They killed and looted the Hindu houses and have forced them to leave the country. And at that time, the population of Hindus was 22%. Later, with all these sufferings, and whenever there is an issue in the country, the Hindus were the worst sufferer. Everything that has happened in the country, the people, they always used Hindus like to torture the Hindus as a way of relieving their stress. That was how I will say. And it is almost like a punching bag that has been the Hindus has been used. If there is any issues, any political issues, they will go and burn Hindu temples. If there is any issues, they will go and forcefully grab the lands and then the ornaments and money of the Hindu people. This is what has happened in Bangladesh. But if we look into the recent times, the attacks and then the torture of the Hindus have increased multiple folds. The government and the courts, they are not taking any actions on the attack of the Hindus. Even there has been said multiple times from the different responsible posts of the government that the Hindus are being attacked because they are supporters of Awami League. But if we look into the Hindus, it is not a political agenda that the Hindus are being attacked. The Hindus are a part and citizen of the country who composes 7% of the population. If you look into the numbers, it's 1.5 crore. So it is the responsibility of any government to protect these people, and if you say minorities. But as we see, like on the attack of the Hindus, there has been no sounds. Even the mainstream medias has been silent about it. But when the the attack reached a sustainable, to that level, like when it became too much, so we the Hindus like came to the ground and started protesting against. And on 6th August, there has been like thousands of attacks on the Hindus. Because we are forced to leave the country. As we see that, if we look for any particular reasons, like I do not see why the people is gonna attack the Hindus. The only main reason behind it is that they want the Hindus to leave the country. They want to grab the Hindu properties. They want to invade the land owned by the Hindus. They want to loot
So,
Hindu properties. And there is no other reasons behind it. If you ask me, who is supporting this? Like, not all the population of Bangladesh is not supporting it. It's only the people, as we know, the terrorists have no dharma. Their only their only identity is their terrorists. So these terrorists, is forcing the Hindus to leave the country, and they're burning the houses of the country of the Hindus. And if you look into the last 3 months, there has been more than almost 1,000 of Hindus got killed, more than 5,000 houses got burned, more than thousands of temples have been burned and looted. And there has been these are the ones that you can find, but there is a lot of cases where they cannot. The media is not talking about. There has been a lot of incidents where there is no proof of it. Like they're doing mass arrests. I have not heard in my life like 200 to 300 people got arrested on the same night on the same community, and it was a Hindu community, and all the people got arrested was Hindus, and a lot of women was arrested. They alleged that the Hindus were attacking the army, but it was the opposite side of it. As we have seen, people got arrested who was in the shops buying medicine for their wife in the hospital, buying medicine for their kids. So the innocent people got arrested. Their only fault is they're Hindus. So we can see the only reason behind all these attacks is they want to make the Hindus to leave the country.
and why was Chinmay Prabhu was been arrested? Is there was any specific reason, or what was the cause of his arrest?
So if you see the reason of Chinmay Prabhu being arrested, Chinmay Prabhu is the person that has led us the Hindus, that has united us the Hindus of different beliefs, different thoughts into the same platform and make us fought for our existence in Bangladesh. So the only reason that Chinmay Prabhu was arrested to suppress the voice of the Hindus, because he did two mass gatherings, one in Chittagong and one in Rangpur, where there is hundred thousands of people were there. The fields were fulfilled, and even on those mass gatherings, the government and then the authorities did not help the people to reach there. They stopped the people. They hid the people who were on the way to the mass gatherings, and still they could not stop Chinmay Prabhu from raising the voice of the Hindus. And the only way they found is to arrest him and put him behind the bars. And still they could not suppress the voice, because when he was in the court, there were thousands of Hindus protesting against his arrest. And I will definitely tell you about the case that he was being arrested for. He was being given the title as a traitor by our government, that he is doing something, some conspiracy against the country. And the conspiracy was he hoisted a Gerua flag in a place called New Market in Chittagong. But as we see that the Gerua flag was right by our Bangladesh flag, and there has been no disrespect to none of the flags. But as we can see, this case is totally intended to suppress his voice and to suppress the voice of the Hindus. We have seen hundreds of incidents where there's the jihadi flag is being hoisted and when the Bangladesh flag is in the ground. I have pictures of it which I can send to you. And there has been hundreds of incidents where people is saying they need to change the national anthem, they need to change the national flag, and they were denouncing our national heroes. So that is not a traitor activity. But this guy only hoisting a Geruva flag becomes a traitor suddenly. And suddenly a bunch of radical people who is not on the peace side. They want to attack the Hindus. These people, they're gathering together and making us go to the behind the bars. And not only Chinmay Prabhu is arrested, but also they're giving fake cases to all the Hindu people and putting them behind the bars just to suppress the voice. As I talk with you, according to the media, there is 2,000 arrests, but according to my sources, there is 5,000 arrests, and they're arresting anyone that is talking for the Hindus, and they don't need any warrants, they don't need any cases, they don't need any charges to be filed against you. If you are a Hindu and you are talking for your rights, you are being arrested. So if we say as a Bangladesh as an independent country, but we the Hindus are not independent. And as we talk about that, after Chinmay Prabhu arrested, they are trying to make it even worse. They denied the bail of Chinmay Prabhu, and there was protest by the Hindus outside of the court when his bail was denied. And they have plotted a deliberate murder of a lawyer, and they are blaming it on the Hindus. And they are blaming the Hindus that they have murdered only that lawyer. And they're like on that specific case, they're blaming hundreds and thousands of Hindus and giving the names of those Hindus so that they can arrest them and then suppress the voice of the Hindus. But if we look for that one case, that Bangladesh government is very cordial to about that one murder, but there is more than 500 Hindus got murdered, and there has been no talks in the mainstream media about it, no talks from the government about these 500 people. So if you look into one blood, I'm not justifying any murder or any deaths. Every death needs to be punished. But 500 people got murdered and there is no sounds about it. If I tell you there is no Hindu family in Bangladesh whose kids or kins are not affected by these riots or these attacks, this is heinous. What they're trying to do now, if they're trying to get the bread earner of the family behind the bars, so the whole family is affected, they don't have the ways to earn money, and ultimately you are forced to leave the country because you need to eat, you need to survive, and you need to live, sit, and sleep peacefully at your home. They're not even letting the people sleep at their home by giving them false cases. And this is what is happening, and it's getting worse. And whoever has come forward to help them, they are also getting arrested. This is the situation now. And if you look into that, they're saying the Hindus are violent. I can write it down in a piece of paper. No Hindus has ever attacked on any Muslims or people from different religion. They have not attacked any masjids. They have not attacked any places of religion of other religions. So how they are violent? The only thing they're talking about their rights. Is they're talking about their survival. They do not want any power. If you look on the 8 points given by the Hindus, there is no political points. They do not want the power. They do not want to run the government. What they're saying, we want to survive. That's the main theme of these 8 points. We don't want any change of the government. We don't want to represent any political parties. But they are giving political affiliation or any way to find us, any ways to suppress us. That is what they're trying to do now.
Since these things are going on, what is the stand of the government on this? Is the government supporting them, or
the government is surely supporting them because there has been help to the Hindus whose houses are being burned, whose houses are being looted, whose temples are being uh, burned. There has been no help from the government. Rather, the the government is blaming the Hindus for the violence. And if you see, they're claiming or chanting to ban ISKCON in Bangladesh. But if you have seen ISKCON, they're a humanitarian organization and being recognized all over the whole world. They have 50,000 centers all over the world where they have fed millions of hungry people, irrespective of the religion, caste, and creed. Even if you look into the biography of Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, they have always said highly about ISKCON and how they have been fed by ISKCON. If they were promoting terrorism, they would not have been like being talked great about by these great people who have been successful and like a follower of ISKCON. We have seen our national intelligence chief, the newly elected Miss Tulsi Gabbard. She is also a follower of ISKCON, and she has talked highly about the attack of Hindus in Bangladesh. So these are all the proofs that ISKCON is not a terrorist organization. But when the chief of the government was being asked about the attacks of the Hindus, and he said that it's a part of the revolution that the Hindus are getting attacked, that people are mad on Awami League and Hindus are the followers of Awami League. That's what they're getting attacked, which is a whole lie because the Hindus are 1.5 crore of the population. They can have their political choose. They can be following Awami League, BNP, or any other political parties. So targeting them and killing them is just giving them a political identity just to make a way to suppress them. Because before, when the the Kota movement was happening, even some of the Hindus went there too. And at that time, they were saying like, it is a liberal country. It's the country for all. Now, after they have succeeded, they're showing their true face, and they're saying it's like, the Hindus are all our miliks. Let's kill them. So this is what is happening, and they have shut down the the voice of the media because there has been no publishing of this news in the mainstream medias.
So, what is the current situation or the status of the Hindus in Bangladesh?
The current situation of the status of the Hindus, if I have to tell you in a word, is very vulnerable. Uh, they're having sleepless nights. They cannot sleep in the night peacefully, in the fear that somebody is going to come and burn my house in the night. Somebody is going to come and take my girl and rape them. Somebody might come and arrest my husband. Somebody might come and destroy everything that I have. You cannot live in a country like that. We Hindus are peaceful. We do not want to do any harm to them, but we want to live. The appeal of the Hindus now that we want to survive. And also the worst thing situation is that is happening. There has been mass arrests of the Hindus. They are being picked up for anything. The mobiles are being checked. So now I want to say you that before Bangladesh became independent, like people, the Pakistan army used to see, used to make you open your pants to check if you're a Hindu or no. Now the situation have changed. They're checking your phones and your devices to check if you're Hindu or no. And if you're a Hindu, you're getting arrested. So we are not independent. We're in the verge of getting killed. We are on the verge of getting looted. We are on the verge of attacks. And there is no voice to talk about us. There is no things we can protest. And if you protest, they are doing everything to let our voice down. And the Chinmay Prabhu is a huge proof of it. And the incidents in different temples is a proof of it. And if you look into the UN website, the UN has recognized that the Hindus are being attacked in Bangladesh. And there has been several NGOs. Like yesterday, Ms. Pushpita has talked in the UN about it. And Ms. Tulsi Gabbard she has already talked about it. And there has been different conversations about it. And the whole world agrees to this point that the Hindus is being suppressed in Bangladesh. But the government of Bangladesh is not agreeing to it. So they need to open their eyes and feel for these people, these 150 million people who are Hindus. They need to survive. They need to have a life.
So, are Hindus getting any help right now, or you are by yourself?
So there is no any help that we are getting. There is different people that is trying to help us, but whoever is trying to help us, they're being targeted and they're being arrested. So whoever is coming up to the front to help, they're getting arrested. And even the international media, they're talking about us, but who is raising their voice inside the country for the Hindus, they're being suppressed. There is no help. I mean, we are it's we are all by us. Like, I mean, we are in the dead toll. That's what I mean. We got united, and we want to raise our voice. And I mean, we are getting killed every day. We are getting looted every day, and we're just being kicked every day.
So, if somebody wants to help Hindus there in Bangladesh, what are your expectations? How we can help you guys out?
Like, there is a lot of way we can help, right? I mean, so think about, there is a lot of families whose breadwinner is being arrested, so they are having days where they cannot eat properly. And with the like the current situation in Bangladesh, the prices of everything have went up. There is kids who cannot eat 2 times a day, and if they're saying because their dad is being arrested. There is families whose everything has been burned. They're on the streets now, and the only reason behind it that everything of them is being arrested is just because they're Hindus. So to help these people, we need the security to go and give them the food. But in recent times, whoever is going to the these affected areas is getting arrested too. So I think the policy now is that we will not let them eat, we will not let them sleep, we will not let them survive till they leave. That is what the situation is. And we want the international media and the people from different countries to portray the real situation, since our media has closed their eyes and ears and mouth on the attack of the Hindus. So the international media can talk about it, about this heinous attack on the Hindus by the radical people, and to stop this and force the government to patronize the rights of the Hindus and let them live peacefully, and then let them live with all the rights of a citizen of an independent state. The Hindus are not asking for any political preferences. We are not asking for any preferences. We just want our basic rights to live as an independent citizen, as a right that has no other citizen has. A right to follow the law, a right to live, right to eat, right to sleep, to do all the things a citizen does. And we are not being provided that. And if we try to ask for those rights, we are getting killed and looted. The house of 20,000 Hindus have been burned in the recent attacks after Chinmay Prabhu got arrested. If we say the numbers are very minute, but think about 20,000 people, that's more than 10,000 families. 10,000 families on the streets. And whoever is trying to help them, they're getting arrested. The place where you go to worship, it's getting burned. So what is the indication of this? Live your religion if you have to live here. And we are Sanatan, we are not going to leave our religion.
Any last word?
I will ask all the international community to pray for us, for the Hindus in Bangladesh. Whatever religion you are, whatever beliefs you have, but on the humanitarian ground, we are asking for your help. We are not violent people. We are very peace loving people. We love to spread love. But the people that are attacking on us, they are not of any religion, I believe. They are terrorists. Their only identity is terrorist. And we want all to be united and raising your voice for us to the international media, to the grounds like UN, and then the US government, the European unions, and all the high level countries, and to create the pressure on the government so that our rights are being protected. And one thing that I would like to specify, that our religious leader, Chinmay Prabhu, gets bail and get out of all these fake cases, and all the fake cases on the Hindus should be removed, and so that ensure these people in Bangladesh, the Hindus in Bangladesh, can live peacefully and live as an independent citizen of the country, and they are not being forced to leave the country in which they were born. their parents were born, and their family have lived for hundreds of years.
Thank you so much, and we appreciate your courage to be on our show. And be safe. And if you need any help, just let us know. All Indian community out of Bangladesh are ready to help you guys.
Thank
Thank
you
you so
so
much.
much.
As and when we see that AD was so scared, and he's right, he should be scared. He was giving the interview from a very remote place, as and when we can see the internet connection was also not good. But there is a question mark now. Our Hindu is in real problem all over the globe. This is an issue that we should be addressing. Right now, the situation in Bangladesh is so tense that he was saying that they are just picking up the bread owner of the family and they just put them behind bars so the family is scattered. Ultimately, they have to convert them to the another religion to be survived there. This is a strategy that they are implementing right now in Bangladesh. Government is not doing anything. And in fact, not doing anything is not the word, but they are helping the terrorists and provoking them, and they are supporting them. So now it's our job and our duty to raise our voice, put as much pressure as we can to our local lawmakers, and raise the voice to help these Bangladeshi Hindus. Right now, situation is totally worst in Bangladesh. In another word, I would say it could be next Pakistan that creating the terrorists. They might start exporting terrorists, and that's what we see. Bangladesh is on the path of Pakistan now. And with that note, we'll come with more people from the Bangladesh and we'll keep informing you. Thank you.